When was the last time that you got feedback that kind of stung? I'm Laura Berman Fortgang, master credentialed coach, five-time bestselling author, and TEDx speaker. Here's what most people get wrong about feedback. They treat it like an all or nothing situation. You have to dump your strategy, take the feedback and start all over, or you ignore it totally. And truthfully, somewhere in the middle is where feedback is valuable. If you're in a corporate environment, you're getting feedback all the time from your boss, from your subordinates, from 360 review process. If you're an entrepreneur, it's a little harder because you're getting feedback from every client you don't close, from every social media comment, from every refund request. The feedback is nonstop and there's no HR department to soften the blow. The most successful people I know, the ones that keep growing year after year, have figured out something different. They don't take feedback personally and they don't dismiss it either. They filter it. First, let's talk about the three types of feedback. The first category of feedback is feedback that is a signal, like it's really trying to tell you something. It's useful, it's worth acting on, and that discomfort that you feel, well, that's just the cost of growth. The second category is noise. The client who's lashing out because their own business is failing, the colleague who criticizes your work because they're really actually jealous of you. That feedback says more about them than it does about you. So acknowledge it, set it down, walk on. And then there's a third category, and that's the tricky one, the partial signal in a noisy package. The person who delivered the message wrong, they were angry or they were mean or they had something going on, but don't throw the whole thing away because there's a kernel of truth in there that's really valuable. So how do you build that filter? Practice number one is the 24-hour rule. Don't answer back. Don't talk about it for 24 hours. Just say, I hear you. Let me sit with this. It trains your brain to go into strategy instead of just reacting emotionally. Separate the message from the messenger. Ask yourself, if a person you deeply respected gave you the same feedback, would you take it more seriously? If the answer is yes, the issue isn't the feedback, the issue is who's delivering it. And that's worth knowing because the truth doesn't care who says it. Look for the pattern and not the single data point. So what I mean by that is if one person tells you your pricing is too high, that's an opinion. If three people in a row tell you that their pricing is too high, that's a pattern. So don't overcorrect on one piece of feedback, but look for patterns and see if there's something you really do need to fix. Feedback is information. It's not an identity. When someone criticizes your work, your decisions, your business, your parenting, they're just giving you data. You can use it, you can question it, but you don't have to become it. Think about a piece of feedback you got recently that's still living rent-free in your head and run it through the filter. Was it a signal? Was it just noise? Was it a partial signal in a noisy package? What part of it deserves action and what part deserves to be let go? See you next Friday for Friday Focus. Thanks for being here.